Now, I don't care if you're a homeowner, you're a mechanic, you're just a do-it-yourselfer, or you're a farmer, rancher, whatever you do, what is probably the most usable tool that you have? You're probably gonna say a pair of pliers. But is one pair and one kind really enough? What's up, guys? This is Brent with 247parts.com, and if you happen to find this video useful or you find any value in this video, we just ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out as well. Now, we're talking about pliers here, and I know it seems like such a silly subject to talk about, but like I said in the beginning, having just that one pair of pliers, probably the most useful tool that you have around your house or your shop or your farm, whatever, and you use it for all kinds of things. But there are multiple different kinds of pliers, and I have just a few here to show that I've got in my shop that I use very, very often. So we'll start all the way over here to the left, and the first two pairs that I have are going to be channel lock pliers. Now, the reason for these being called channel locks is right here where you can see it really easy, is we're gonna have multiple positions here where you can actually open these pliers up and then slide them down to find these different channels to fit different sizes of objects that we're gonna be working on. So, hence the name channel lock pliers. And as you can see here, I've got two different sizes of these. These are gonna be great for if you're trying to grip onto something that's just that certain size and at an angle. You've got just the right angle here, and you've got plenty. These are heavy built, and they've got pretty sturdy jaws on them with nice grip there at the jaw. So, and these, like I said, are also changeable to where we can fit those different sizes. Now, something to think about whenever we're looking at pliers is not only how they're designed at the head, but also how they're designed at the handles. This is something that often gets overlooked. Now, as you'll notice here on this pair of channel locks, we're bigger here at the top, so we have that room to squeeze. And then as you notice, when we make our way down, we kind of make a dip out. And so what you have to think about is whenever you're grabbing onto this, not only is that ergonomic to where it fits your hand well, you know, we're heavier up here at the top where we're really gonna grip, and then we get smaller down here at the bottom to where our hand fits on it well. But also you have to think about is that with these channel locks, we're really gonna be putting a lot of torque and tension, and we may also be pulling with them. So having that slight little bit of dip here at the end is going to allow you to have another extra surface here right at the rear to be able to grip and pull with. Now, if you look at this set of pliers here, we've got these rubber covers on the handle. Now, some people really prefer these. Some people don't, because you can get into those situations when you're really tugging and pulling that you might actually start to pull these covers off. So that's kind of just a preference thing. I prefer to have the handles on there, as I've kind of got sissy hands. So I like to have those covers on there just to make it more comfortable for me whenever I'm using them. Now, probably your most common pliers that are going to be seen, you know, in holsters on the side, guys carrying them around in their back pockets, using them all around the house, around the shop, just everywhere, is going to be these dual jawed pliers here. So what I mean by dual jawed is that you do have two settings here. One that's going to close completely whenever you close that jaw, and then one that's going to give you a little more opening there so you can get onto those larger objects. Now, the interesting thing about these pliers and what makes them so versatile is not only that function there, but also the fact that if we look at how this head is composed, we have the different notches and different grooves here that are going to be able to fit multiple different things whenever we're trying to grab onto these. So say we're trying to turn that bolt or turn that nut, hold it, or maybe we're twisting wire, wrapping wire, doing all these different things. You have multiple different places where this can grab on. Now, getting into the wire subject, now this is going to be more for you farmers and ranchers out there, and if you are a farmer and rancher, you already know this, but for somebody that may not, another thing that you can consider here on these pliers is that whenever these jaws come together right here, they're actually going to pinch. So whenever they close, right there, if you were working with wire, you could actually put that right in between this notch, and whenever you close these pliers down, that's actually going to work as a snip. So just another facet to this tool that makes it so versatile. Now, once again, with the way that these handles are made, as you can see, they start wide here at the top and then they curve out at the bottom. Like I said, these pliers are used as a multi-facet tool for many, many different things, and you will be doing a lot of pulling with these. Maybe we're pulling out cotter pins, we're twisting wire, we're pulling out bolts, nuts, whatever whatever those things are, you will be doing a lot of pulling. So they've made sure to put that curvature in the handle here so that you can get a good grip whenever you're going to pull those items out. Now next here I've got a little set, and I actually have 2 of these, and it's a good thing because sometimes I have to use 2 sets for doing different things, but these are actually just what I would call little angled triple jawed pliers. So as you see here, we have 1 notch there we can close completely down. Then we have this middle notch right here where we can get down just a little more open, and then we have this bottom jaw all the way down here where we can get those wider things. Now as you can see, these are a lot smaller. I can hold them a lot tighter there, but these are going to be great for getting in those small areas, you know, getting in there where we need to turn that nut or bolt, or just do whatever we need to do with this set of pliers. This is another good option here. Now next is the needle nose pliers, and this is probably the one that most people are second most familiar with, in being as that they have a very distinct name, needle nose, because of the long snout there that they have on them and how they come to that point. Now obviously these are going to be great for really reaching into those tight areas, and they're mainly going to be used at the ends here for grabbing things, maybe a little bit of pulling, but not as much pulling and working with as you would with a normal set of pliers. These are going to be more of a specialty type plier, and that is why they are designed with that long snout, that pointed snout, to be able to reach into those hard to reach areas. Now the other thing too is that these are going to be great with working with wire, because as you can see here, we have this beveled in edge, and we actually have a cutting surface on both sides here that is going to work as a good snip for wires. Now, one thing that I always like to point out on needle nose pliers is the way the handle is designed. Now, like we said, whenever we're working with pliers that are really meant to do a lot of tough pulling and heavy work, we oftentimes have that end that bows back out to give your hand something else to hold on to so it won't slip off of. Now with needle nose, you're going to notice that you do not have that, because they're more meant for picking up things or getting in those tight areas. So they are more focused on a more bowed out design here at the handle, where you can really get pressure so that you're not going to let go of whatever you're trying to pick up from down in that tight space. And lastly is going to be vice grips. Now a lot of people may not consider these actually pliers, but as you can see, they have the exact same formation as pliers do. They have these jaws. They're going to come in multiple sizes, all the way down from this little bitty tiny one up to larger ones, and I've seen ones a lot bigger than this. But these are going to still act as a form of pliers. Now what makes vice grips a really nice tool is, once again, in the name, vice grip. So whenever we close these down, they actually have this locking mechanism here with this spring and this extra arm that once you lock that down, it's going to stay in place. And then if you need to, you can actually open these up with this screw down here on the bottom to fit different sizes of objects. So if you're familiar with tools at all, you've probably seen these, but if you're not, this may be something new to you and something that you may find super useful. So very easy. There's going to be different styles of these, but most of them just have an easy release handle right here that will take that off and then close it down just like that. Now, just to give you a little demonstration of how this would work is, if I needed, say, to grab a hold of this piece of wire right here, I could put this on and then close it down, and you can see right there that now it is vice gripped and gripped hard onto that piece of wire. And then if I needed to release that, I'd simply pull down on my handle there and release it. So a lot of people will use these vice grips just as a clamp. You know, if they're working on something, they need to clamp something together, hold something still, vice grips will be the way that they go. But these will work in a pinch for certain pliers as long as you've got the room for them, and they can come in handy in many different applications. So to make a long story short over something so simple as pliers is, I would say, you can never have enough sets of pliers, and you can never have enough different kinds of pliers if you're working in that garage, shop, farm, ranch, whatever you're doing. These will almost always come in handy. So I highly recommend that, you know, you go around, maybe it's at your house or at your farm or at your shop, wherever those are, kind of get into some of those scenarios whenever you're working and think about what you may need to add to that arsenal of tools. And the good thing is that if you do need any of these things, I have the perfect place for you to go check it out. Make sure to go check out 247parts.com where you can go to get all of these. And guys, I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that maybe you're able to find some value in this video. And if you did, we'd also just ask you to hit that subscribe button and the like button to let us know that we're doing a good job. Also, if you feel like I left anything out, you have any other questions, comments, want to see anything else, make sure to drop those down in the comments section below so I can be sure to get back with you. And if you're looking more for videos over equipment, make sure to go check out our other channel, Western Equipment. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to go buy your parts right here and subscribe right here.